Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Code Realize. We're going to be finishing up Van Helsing's Route, Chapter 13, Stand By Me. I believe it has two CGs in it because I know that there's two CGs left, and we haven't found them yet. So I thought one of them was in like the middle of the room, but it's not. It's going to be at the end, along with the other one, I guess. So anyway, let's get started. The end to everything begins under the dim light of the moon. A group of cavalry ride down an otherwise quiet street. The sound of their hoofbeats echoes through the sinister silence. The group is led by Captain Lionheart, who holds full authority over the investigation of the Azoth case. I have no idea what's going on, actually. This is where the chapter kind of ended, started, sort of thing. Not Abraham. Alistair turned bad. He's like, surprise, I'm the bad guy, even though it wasn't really a surprise. And left Van Helsing to contend with the other, what is it, the guard people. And he's like, I'll peace out and I'll see you later. Come fight me when you're at your full strength. And so that's where we ended. He is in charge of protecting government VIPs, guarding the city, searching for Azoth, and catching violent criminals. He has a mountain of work to tackle day and night, but he must put it all aside to go visit one particular place. Newgate Prison. Oh. A large prison holding a collection of violent offenders from all across Britain. He has been told that a number of prisoners escaped recently. That's what's happening. Its imposing structure comes into view. Newgate wears a thin layer of fog. A disastrous sight spreads out before him. It looks like an intense battle was carried out here just moments ago. The employees are strewn about, their bodies broken. Perhaps they were attacked by the escaping criminals. He rushes to their side, but most of the staff appears to be dead already. He hurries over to the man, hearing his faint groans, but the worker is grievously wounded. I wonder if it's the hidden strength prisoners. That would be my guess. Yeah. The worker shudders and exhales his last breath. Lionheart offers a short prayer for the man's soul. Then... As soon as Lionheart can call for a relief party, he heads back to the headquarters of Azoth's task force. By the time he arrives there, the reports of violent crimes have increased significantly to an astounding 200 plus cases. Lionheart's mind races as he tightly grips his communicator and gives orders to different departments. If these are indeed all being caused by the person known as Azoth, Azoth must be the devil himself in human clothing. It's Alistair. We rejoin Lupin and the others and finally manage to leave St. Paul's Cathedral after giving Van Helsing emergency first aid. That's when we notice that something is wrong with London. Yeah, I'd say something's wrong. Mixed with the distant sound of thunder, we hear gunshots from every direction. Beneath the black sky, we see a number of thin trails of smoke rising into the air.
Huh? 何これ? 何が起きてんの?
どうやら各所で争いが起きているようですね。
それにしたってこんな一斉にまるで暴動じゃないか。
Lupin notices something right away as we focus on the scene around us.
騒ぎの原因、どうやらあいつらみてえだな。
Lupin is looking at a man wearing a prison uniform is holding a dagger covered in blood. His eyes are unfocused and he growls like a beast. I've seen this state too many times. Hidden strength.
くだらない。
Why is it ridiculous? Van Helsing steps out in front of us, swaying slightly. Van Helsing, you're hurt. You shouldn't be putting yourself in danger. He doesn't reply and stares at the dazed man. The man leaps towards Van Helsing, but then strangely enough simply slides down to the ground without anything further. What just happened?
超高速の首都すれ違いざまに一撃ですね。
そんな全然見えなかった。
Victor can't see it. Saint Germain's like, oh, it was this.
もともとの腕もありますが、今のは人の域を超えていますね。一体何が
Why haven't you guys figured it out yet?
お前たちは屋敷に戻っている。
He says this over his shoulder to us, then begins running with great purpose. Van Helsing, wait! Impy stops me when I try to pursue him. Let me go, Impy.
はいはい、慌てないの。俺が恋する乙女を引き止めるほど野暮だと思う。
He hands me something, a small device that almost looks like a pocket watch with a number of gears all over it. The tracking device. It has a screen and a blinking light moving faster and further from its center. What's this?
いわゆる追跡装置。バンには発信機をつけておいたから見失っても問題ナッシング。
That's funny. He's like, here, if you lose him, here's a tracking device.
それは君に預けておくよ。それが一番必要なのは間違いなく君だから。
Thank you, Impy.
俺たちはヤードと協力して事態の早期解決を図る。バンのことはお前に任せる。あいつが何考えてようと、あいつは俺たちの仲間だ。頼むぞ。
I will.
街はこんな状態なんだ。君も無理はしないで。
Alright.
それではカルディアさん、私が彼の元までエスコートしましょう。この強行状態、追払いをするナイトが必要でしょうから。
He's so cute. He's like, I can't let a lady go unescorted in this time of crisis. I want to escort you. Thank you.
カルディア
He is the most gentlemanly of all of them. Lupin calls out to me as I start to run.
絶対死ぬなよ。
I promise I won't. By the time Lupin arrives at Azoth Task Force headquarters to meet Lionheart, London is already in a state of mass chaos. The escaped victims are murdering people, setting the city on fire, and just rampaging in general across London. Scotland Yard and the British Army are acting under Queen Victoria's orders to overcome the situation, but things are far from under control.
アゾットの正体が黄昏の指揮官だと？
ええ、そう本人が口にしたそうです。間違いありません。
You say Twilight's commander? I mean, I guess Twilight's commander, this Venice is kind of dead.
なんと独立した機関とはいえ内部にそのような輩がいたとは。ならば我々も奴の足跡を追わねば。アレスターは今どこに？
そいつは今バンとうちのお姫さんが追ってる。信じるしかねえな。
Princess.
しかし
今アレスターを捕らえてもこの混乱は収まりません。それなら被害を減らすことに集中しましょう。
大丈夫だって。バンだけならともかくあの子もついてるんだしさ。陰険メガネな猛獣も心を開く最強の猛獣使いさ。
lion tamer. Van Helsing being the lion.
つまりどういうことだ。さっぱりわからんが。
カルディアだったかな彼女は。
Sholmes.
うわ、ショルメ。
レオンハルト、君はもう少し色恋沙汰に明るくなるべきだね。人が生きる上で尊い感情の一つだよ。
He's like, I don't understand.
さて、恋の行方はさておき、我々にはやるべきことがある。みんな、話を聞いてくれ。
なんか分かったのか？
ああ、分かったよ。これまでのアゾット事件、そのすべてをつなぐ糸がね。
Sholmes excitedly produces the map.
彼らが狙っているのはここだ。
He points to a single location on the map. Buckingham Palace.
宮殿。アレスターは本気でこの国を潰す気なのか？
犯罪者に常識は通用しないさ。これだけ多くのデータが得られれば、アレスターがアゾットとしてどのような命令を行ったのかは明白。彼らはこの混乱に合わせ、ヤードと軍がロンドンに散った後、政府を、いや、正しくはバッキンガム宮殿を落とす気だ。
なんだと！
耳の近くで大声禁止。
I wonder if this is because Finis made him fight in the Vampire War, which Victoria agreed to. That could be the only reason why I would think that he would want to take out the government.
落ち着きたまえ。意図が分かっているなら先回りして叩けばいいだけのこと。保証するよ。この戦いは私たちの勝利に終わる。だが
なんだよ。
ここまでの犯罪を引き起こす知能を持つアレスターという男。それだけの頭があればなおのこと理解できない。国一つ転覆するのはそうたやすくない。その程度理解していそうなものだが。
他に目的があるってこと？
さあね、そこまではわからない。
I just think he has something against Van Helsing.
アレスターが何を考えてるか知らねえが、そいつはバンたちが防いでくれるさ。
My battery is low.
.俺たちは俺たちにできることをやるだけだ。
That was fast. Alright, time to plug it in. Alright, I got my controller plugged in now. Then, only a few minutes later, they are on the move. They head out to bring the criminals under control and ensure the safety of London, and to crush whatever Azoth has planned. It's a good thing Saint Germain's with you. It's a really good thing. Each time Saint Germain's sword flashes, another hidden strength bow falls. His movements are economic and graceful. One swing is all it takes to reduce any opponent to immobility. He has already defeated all of them that has surrounded us.
お待たせしました。
He has already defeated. He's like, I'm sorry for the delay. Surprised at the Count's strength, I silently shake my head. I had heard stories from Lupin and Impy, but seeing his might in action amazes me. We'd be surrounded by almost a dozen enemies, and he defeated them all in no time without a single scratch. Are they...
ご心配なく気絶しているだけですよ。あなたに血の色は似合いませんから。
Like I said, he's the most gentlemanly of all of them. Saint Germain smiles just silently. Suddenly we hear a noise, a heavy metallic sound. Oh no, what is that? A huge figure appears in the alley shadows. As far as we can see, it appears to be a giant man wearing a suit of armor. I've seen this before. Oh. That's right. Right before meeting Saint Germain for the first time, I saw this figure in the hallway of the mansion. And then when she asked Saint Germain about it, he's like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And she's like, oh, must be my imagination.
なるほど。このタイミング。私たちをつけていましたか。
What?
カルディアさん、ここは私に任せ、どうぞ先へ。
Of course, we can't know in the second route of the game. We have to wait till 4 routes in the game to know who that is. But
バンを救うのでしょ。あなたの幸せがそこにあるのなら、私はそれを全力で支えますよ。それに、乙女の幸せを支えるのは紳士の務めですから。
you're so adorable.
さあ、行ってください。後ろは振り向かず、ただまっすぐに彼のもとへ。
I'm sorry. Thank you, Saint Germain. His words give me encouragement and I start running. The weather's not looking so good. The sounds of echoing thunder are getting closer and closer. I don't know if it's because the lightning that stains the sky white from time to time is making me uneasy. My chest feels strangely tight. Please be safe. I whisper this to myself as I continue running after Van Helsing. I hear gunshots and screams all around me. I simply keep running without stopping at all for anything in the extreme chaos taking place all throughout London. I'm running on sheer impulse. Visions of Van Helsing falling into the darkness grow stronger in my mind. I'm certain that if I don't catch him now, my visions will come true. That's why I'm coming, Van Helsing. How far have I run chasing after his footsteps? When I finally find him again... Oh, that was thunder. That scared me. With lightning flashing behind him, he stands there as if waiting for me. To stop me from following him. To reject everything I want for him. Right here. He's going to cut me off. The intent in his eyes is clear, even without exchanging a single word with him. After another crack of thunder, Van Helsing opens his mouth to speak.
なぜ追ってきた？私は屋敷に戻れと言ったはずだ。
It's like the first time we met, the cold words of a hunter fill me with awe. Quiet yet forceful speech is directed straight at me. But I don't want to leave you alone. I'm coming with you. I desperately glare at the man in front of me with the same amount of determination and fierceness he is giving me.
必要ない。私一人で十分だ。アレスターは私がやる。
One step, and another.
私がどうなろうと、お前には関係ない。
Van Helsing slowly approaches me.
お前がどうなろうと、私には関係ない。
Don't say that, you're so mean. It's almost like the build-up to a speech marketing the end of whatever we might have had together.
私たちは本来、そういう間柄なんだ。
He's close enough now that I could reach out my hand and touch him. After advancing this far, he declares,
私にお前は必要ないんだ。カルディア。
The thunder booms again, louder than ever. I open my mouth as more lightning flashes. That doesn't matter to me at all.
何？
You must not have expected that. I see his face, which has been as firm as an iron mask, twitch just a little. Even if you don't need me, I need you. That's why I'm going to come with you, and I'm not going to leave your side. I'm not exaggerating about this at all. I've made my choice. Even if it costs me my life, I'm never going to leave you all by yourself. We share the silence between us, and Helsing makes the first move. Oh. He swiftly pulls his gun over his shoulder and points it at me, then...
命をかけると言ったな。
He fires without any hesitation. There's a deafening boom and a piece of the wall behind me is blasted away.
ならばお前は今ここで死んだとして本望ということだ。
Oh, she looks so sad. He reloads the shotgun and points it at me once again. I need to get out of his way. I need to cut any ties I have with Van Helsing. That's exactly what he wants, though. He won't miss me with the next shot. It's as if he's declared this outright. But I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. If I leave you now, I know I'll regret it forever. It would be worse than dying. You're more precious to me than anything. I love you more than anyone. I'm never going to leave you alone again. Aww. The more she says it, the more frustrated he gets. His shotgun roars almost as loud as the booming thunder. Over and over and over again, this continues for a while. By the time he brings down his arm holding the gun, the murky skies are spitting out fat drops of rain. It's obvious that his breath is uneven. The rain begins to fall so hard that my vision becomes blurred. I step forward.
どうしてわからない。
The pain in his voice echoes in the alley.
お前は一体何なんだ。なぜ私を追いかける。状況を理解しろ。基地に向かうんだぞ。なぜわざわざ私についてくる。
He grabs me firmly, not holding back his strength. He is so powerful that for a moment I think he's going to break my arms.
私にお前は必要ない。おとなしく奴らの元へ戻れ。
No, I'm not going back no matter what, and I'm not going to leave you. My voice trembles at his threatening demeanor, but I continue to stare him right in the eyes.
死ぬかもしれないんだぞ。
This scene right here like broke my heart when I first read it. This is the scene that I thought we were supposed to get like a long time ago, but it makes sense that it's so late into the story because he's just at his limit and he can't stand for her to follow him to his death. I know, I'm right there with you. I won't die. I'm going to live through this, and so will you. His grip grows even stronger, and I feel my bones creak.
バカ。そんな保証はどこにもない。
You can hear in his voice how much he cares for her.
私を思うというならおとなしく従え。
No, I'm not leaving you. Van Helsing grinds his teeth and glares at me with even more intensity. What he says next.
お前が大切なんだ。
Aw, see? Cares for her so much. Like, what?
傷ついてほしくない。お前に死んでほしくない。大切に思うからこそ遠ざけているのに。何なんだお前は。頼むから 私に関わるな。カルディア。
If you protest, you go to the good ending. If you fall silent, it's the normal ending. So we're going to protest just so we get to the very end, and then the endings will be in their own separate video after this one. No, Van Helsing, you're wrong. Wrong. About what? Why is he wrong? I look directly into his eyes. You're important, and that's why I want to stay close to you. This is my decision and nobody else's. I am more afraid of losing you by letting you go off on your own than I am of dying. That's why I came after you, to stay close to you and to tell you how I feel.
どうしてそこまで。
I just told you. Because I meant what I said. I love you. I truly love you. I was thinking about it for a while, what these feelings I have for you are. I finally understand. If I had to give them a name, love is the most accurate. I'll say it as many times as I need to, Van Helsing. I love you, that's why I want to stay with you. No matter how dangerous it is, where you're going, the only place I want to be is by your side.
これ以上私を困らせないでくれ。私には幸せになる権利など。
Van Helsing looks more lachrymose and fragile than I'd ever seen him before. Van Helsing lets me go and quietly turns away, speaking in a completely different tone than his previous shouting.
この戦いが終われば、私は今度こそお前の前から姿を消そう。礼を言わせてくれ、カルディア。こんな私を愛してくれてありがとう。
I watch him as he slowly begins to walk away. Van Helsing, wait. I take a step forward, ready to chase after him again. He turns around and smiles at me. In the next moment, a light shock runs through my neck and everything goes black. He's so determined to make her stay that he'll just knock her out. So she stops. Van Helsing finds an abandoned mansion that its owners have fled from and lays the unconscious Cardia down. The rain has stopped, and he heads alone towards the dark streets to Tower Bridge where Alistair waits. He takes his time to think about a number of things along the way. His past self who has sworn vengeance. His family lying in their own blood. The vampires murdered by his own hands. And Cardia, who has said she loved a man like him.
私は
He no longer knows how he should feel about each of these memories. It's a confusing feeling, as if he had just learned that the world he had believed in was only an illusion. He is finally about to face the true target of his revenge. He finally has the chance to avenge his family and his betrayed honor after everything he had been through, and yet his sorrow is much more stronger than his anger. The dark flames that had been savagely burning in his heart are about to go out. This fact scares him more than anything. He runs through the chaos that continues to overtake London. He's been with vengeance for so long, he's afraid of what it'll be like without it. Until he arrives at Tower Bridge. The bridge's usual traffic is nowhere to be seen, and a slight fog hangs about now that the rain has stopped. Although the city is continually in uproar, the particular place has a strange stillness, like part of a different world. One man stands at the bridge's center, the criminal mastermind Azoth, who manipulated criminals all throughout the city and bent them to his will. The true target of his vengeance, whom he must see dead by his own hands. The cause of all this evil.
遅かったね、バン。予定ではもう10分ほど早く君はここに来るはずだったのだが
We had a 10-minute little dispute in the alley with Cardia.
寄り道でもしていたか 君らしくもないな。
黙れ。
Alistair sees Van Helsing's expression and his eyes narrow.
うん。やはり出来損ないの駒では君を止めることはできないか。
I mean, yeah, what'd you expect? The man standing in the fog wears a similar friendly smile. The smile that Van Helsing had trusted in the past, which only fuels his hatred now. That smile Van Helsing had trusted in the past, which only fuels his hatred now.
さすがだな、バン。やはり私が見込んだだけのことはある。
話はそれで終わりか。
I'm done. Van Helsing draws his gun and Alistair smiles again.
勇むのはいいが、まだまだ。君の相手は私ではないよ、バン。
Van Helsing notices someone standing behind Alistair. Is it Venice? A small figure steps out into the moonlight from Alistair's shadow, and Helsing stares in astonishment. Oh. I wouldn't have been surprised if it was Finnis. It looks like a mind-controlled Dracula, though.
なぜお前がここにいる？
エイブラハム・ヴァン・ヘルシング。敵。許せない。
Does he eject him with hidden strings? That seems... I don't remember this at all either. Something seems slightly off to Van Helsing. In the seconds, that feeling of unease grows as the boy fixes him with a fiery stare.
よくも父上と母上を。
His eyes are filled with murderous intent, his voice a low growl.
おー
He closes in an instant, and the Van Helsing is able to block the fierce attacks with his gun. The impossibly strong impact of the boy's blows lifts Van Helsing off his feet and deadens his arms. Ow. That sounds painful.
よくも仲間を我ら吸血鬼の一族を。
Like a bullet, Dracula II is once more on Van Helsing, striking out in his rage.
ち
Ow. He is barely able to dodge the boy's heavy-handed attacks. However, the fierce onslaught slowly drives Van Helsing back. Dracula II is far stronger and faster than before. This unnatural leap in power, the loss of his rational mind, there can only be one explanation.
ヒドゥンストレングス。アレスター。お前というやつは。
そう。正解だよ、バン。吸血鬼一族の希少な純血種。その膨大な力を少々強引に引き出した。まあ、その対価に彼の精神面は崩壊する可能性もあるが、私が気にすることではあるまい。
父上、母上、やだ、死なないで。
The boy king screams in pain, lost in his personal nightmares.
卑劣な真似を。
卑劣何を言う。吸血鬼は人類の敵だよ、バン。君も散々殺して回っただろうに。
Not because he wanted to, though. Alistair begins walking.
さて、私は今一度大聖堂に向かう。君も、そのゴミ掃除が終わったなら来たまえ。
逃がすものか。
逃げはしないよ、バン。私は誰より君を待っているのだから。君という芸術品が完成するその瞬間をね。
讐してやる。父上と母上の仇を。
His menacing look steals Van Helsing's breath away, but it is not the intensity of his glare that causes him to hesitate. Those eyes burning with hatred and sorrow, his eyes, his voice, his pained screams, it all becomes so familiar.
そうか。
Van Helsing thinks to himself in a moment of silence.
一族の恨みを果てろ、ヘルシング！
This must be what it looked like to her. Really? I don't think you look like that to her. A quiet room. Oh. I'm awake to find myself lying in a strange bed. Where am I? I slowly stand, trying to remember what had happened. Then I recall Van Helsing doing something and knocking me out. That's right, this wakes me up completely. Well, it's a good thing you have a tracking device. He's not expecting you to have a tracking device. In a panic, I look at the tracking device that Impy had given me. The screen shows that the signal is coming from Tower Bridge. That's right, he must have headed for the location Alistair had mentioned back at the cathedral. Oh. Huh? Suddenly the screen flickers for a moment and the dots are replaced by the words "target lost." Oh no. What does that mean? Has something happened to Van Helsing? His transmitter probably got like shattered in the fight. When this thought crosses my mind, I'm already running out the door. Poor Cardia. She's chasing him all over the place.
生きているか。
Oh, he had to knock him out. Poor Deli.
当たり前だ。よう誰だと心得ている。
Looks like he got his senses back too.
などと一撃でのされた身では説得力もないか。まさか吹き飛ばされながらも世の体を打ち抜くとは。やはり貴様は強い。強いよ、ヘルシング。
違う。私を救ったのは
The tracking device. No, I'm not leaving you. She saved you. He recalled Cardia's voice just as he received a massive punch. That was the only thing propelling him. Through the immense pain, he had pulled the trigger, thinking, I can't die, despite himself. Oh, he wants to live for her. So sweet.
理由は問わずともわかる。
Once you have a reason to live, then that's all you need. The young king smiles weakly. His smile somehow has a sense of clarity and sureness now.
これで最後だ。殺せ、ヘルシング。いっそその方がすっきりする。
You think he's going to kill you just because you ask him to?
世はもう疲れた。殺したいと思うほど貴様を憎みきれない。許したいと思うほど貴様に優しくなれない。何より僕はもう父上と母上のもとへ行きたいんだ。だからもう僕を殺して。
Poor tiny vampire kid. He just wants it to end and go home. He begs from the bottom of his heart. I thought I had rid myself of any emotion resembling mercy, but I can't simply toss this aside.
私には謝る資格すらないよ。
Then the least I can do is grant him his wish. Does he? I don't remember Deli ever dying. A gunshot carries through the night. Maybe he does. Maybe I'm just so out of tune with Van Helsing's route that I don't remember anything except at the very end. Because I don't remember him ever killing Deli. I remember him always being with Deli at the end of every route, helping him achieve better relations between vampires and humans. Maybe I'm too late for everything. I try to push aside my anxiety and unease and focus on moving my legs even faster. It feels like all I do is chase after Van Helsing like this. Van Helsing! I run and run. Can never catch up to him, but I won't stop. I've made up my mind to grab onto his hand before he sinks into the darkness forever. Oh, he still has a bit to go. I ran as fast as I can to Tower Bridge. The usual crowds are nowhere to be seen, and there are awful marks all over. I don't see Van Helsing anywhere but... Deli? I find Deli laying on the ground. I run over to him in a panic. Deli, you're hurt! I didn't think he would kill him.
その声はお主か。
What are you doing here? And you're so terribly wounded.
世のことなら心配いらぬ。真に心配すべきなのはあやつだ。
What? Could he be talking about Van Helsing?
本当に
No.
ひどい男だ。世の願いを聞き届けることなく言ってしまった。
Deli, you're crying.
泣いてなどおらん。
He's like, no, no.
奴はアレスターと最後の決着をつけに行った。今度こそ完全に復讐をなすつもりで。カルディア、ヘルシングを急いで追いかけろ。アレスターの本当の目的はロンドンの混乱でもイギリス政府の転覆でもない。
My faith from has updated.
エイブラハム・ヴァン・ヘルシング。
I know.
ただ一人だ。
All he wants is to destroy that poor man. That man has been destroyed enough. Leave him alone. I don't understand.
世にも意味はわからぬ。アレスターが気ままに披露する話をおぼろげな意識で聞いていただけだからな。だがその時感じた言いようのない不気味さははっきり覚えておる。
I don't understand why. What Deli just told me was so vague with no hard proof, but it gives me an immensely bad feelings.
アレスターは巡り巡るように今は再び大聖堂にいるはず。そこにヘルシングもいるはずだ。世に構わず言ってやれ。奴に声が届くのは貴様しかおらぬのだからな。あやつもきっと本心では。
Yes, I'll stop him. I promised Deli before he can complete his thought. I say it with as much strength as I can muster, and the boy can rest easily.
そうか。いらぬ石灰だったな。
Unfazed by my determination, Deli just gives me a slight smile. He is completely worn out, but his smile is very kind all the same.
一つあやつに伝言を頼みたい。復讐はもう終わりだ。貴様の復讐も世の復讐も 死ぬことなど許さぬ。手にかけた我が同胞らの分まで生きてみせろと。
My breath catches in my throat. How much did Deli struggle to finally arrive at this decision? Alright.
世は疲れた。少し眠らせてもらう。
Yes, thank you. As soon as I respond, he falls asleep, breathing softly. There's a peacefulness in his sleeping face that I had never seen there before. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart, Deli. Aww. Let's go. I wipe the tears from my face and look up. I have to go. St. Paul's Cathedral. That's where Van Helsing and Alistair and I will finally bring an end to all of this. Van Helsing walks alone through the cathedral, its interior lit a dim blue. He stops when he hears clapping. Ahead he sees his teacher, his brother in arms, and the man who took everything from him.
期待通りだ。よくここまでたどり着いたね、バン。
You're such a strange man.
アレスター、お前を殺しに来た。
ああ、私も君を待っていた。だが、
He's got
そ
his
の目、
got his snake scepter out.
君はあの吸血鬼を殺さなかったのかね。興ざめだよ、エイブラハム・バンヘルシング。君はまだこちら側に来てはくれないのか。やはり最後の一手を打つ必要があるようだ。
This is when it gets even more cruel.
これ以上のたわごとは無用だ。もはやお前に逃げる手立てなどあるまい。お前がこれまで築いてきたムクロの分、念入りにあの世へ送ってやる。
The resentment in his voice is so strong that he barely sounds human anymore. Alistair seems unmoved even by the fierce murderous intensity Van Helsing gives off. To the contrary,
ああ、どうやらそのための鍵は自分からやってきたようだ。
何？
Alistair directs his attention to something behind Van Helsing. Cardia. Without letting out his guard, Van Helsing turns around to find.
なぜ？
He's like, why are you still here? It's her. Cardia is standing there. Yep, gonna use her against you.
なぜ？
By the time I rush to them, Van Helsing and Alistair have already confronted each other. I should be happy that I finally caught up with him. Van Helsing. Faced with the confusion in the sense before me, all I can do is weakly call out his name. Van Helsing, I...
言うな。もう戻れはしない。私はこの瞬間のため、血と荘園の中を生きてきたんだ。ここで復讐を果たさなければ、その全てが無駄になる。
You're wrong. I shout before I can stop myself. That's not true. It won't be a waste.
なぜお前にそんなことが言える？
Belly has a message for you. He said he's done with revenge. His own revenge, and yours too. He wants you to end it. He won't allow you to die. He said you need to live on for the sake of his people that you killed. That's what he said. So your life won't go to waste. You have an option to live, to take a path other than revenge.
酷なことを言う。
It's funny. I just did a quest in Baldur's Gate 3 where it's like on the path of revenge, and you have a choice whether to like take this power all for yourself after, I guess, facing your object of revenge. And the main character, you have an option. You can support it or you can talk about it. And of course, I talked about it because power never never suits anyone. It just makes you even more crazy or hungry for more. It just doesn't end ever. Once you get what you want, I mean, you're still gonna feel empty inside.
いっそ死ねと言ってくれた方がどれだけ楽だったか。
That's not.
もういい。もういいんだ。
Van Helsing?
他の誰が許しても私がそれを許さない。だからこれ以上私を追いかけないでくれ。私の心を乱すのはやめてくれ。私の前から消えてくれ。
He completely rejects me. Oh. My chest tightens and tears run down my cheeks unbidden.
こんなくだらない展開を見せられるとは。なんなら私が彼女を消してあげようか。
No, he doesn't need your interference. You're just gonna make it bad. That's right, this is no time to weep. I wipe my tears and carefully watch Alistair's movements.
今追い詰められているのはお前だというのに随分と強気だな。
いや、違う。それは違うよ、バン。
何？
Alistair smiles as if he could care about nothing less than the gun pointed at him. He looks at us with a gentle smile as if he's simply admonishing an ignorant child. However, Van Helsing? His kindly demeanor is terrifying to me for some reason I can't explain.
よく考えてみたまえ。この私が自分より明らかに強い相手を前に何の策もなく立つと思うのかね。多少の誤算はあったが、私の計画は問題なく最終段階を迎えようとしているのだよ。
And Helsing looks at him with suspicion, unnerved by Alistair's nonchalance.
大行な罠でも仕掛けたか。
罠ではない。福音と呼んでほしいね。
動くな。私の指先一つで頭が消し飛ぶことを理解しろ。
そう怖がらなくてもいい。今から一つとっておきの話をしよう。
He pays no attention to Van Helsing's warning and begins to speak very plainly.
バン、自分で自分の強さを異常だと思ったことはないかね。
His words are completely unexpected.
何の話だ。時間を稼ごうというならば無駄だ。
Van Helsing is right. Alistair is talking about something that has no bearing with anything that's been happening right now. However, he pays no mind and continues to speak.
人間の身でありながら吸血鬼を圧倒するほどの力。
It's like he's revealing some grand, like, curveball, even though at this point you should already know what he's about to say, at least us as readers. Even Van Helsing should know it since he's the object of it all.
君の力は常人を大きく超えている。なぜ君は人間兵器なのか。 そう呼ばれた理由を考えたことは？
黙れ。
自分を文字通り誰かに作られた兵器だと考えたことはないかね？
黙れと言っている。
I don't want to hear anymore. That's what Van Helsing seems to be saying.
問題だ、バン。君はいつその圧倒的な力を手に入れたのだろう。軍の入隊テストの時かね？いや違う。確かに非凡な才能を見せてはいたが、それは人間の領域にとどまっていた。
That awful premonition I had earlier. Could it be? It's about to come true right before me.
さあ、答えたまえ。君はいつその力を手に入れた？
まさかアレスタ、貴様、まさか私にヒドゥンストレングスを。
Gasp. It's the worst we could have imagined. He hinted at it in like your very first chapter. But whatever.
おめでとう。正解だ。そう。その通りだよ。
Congratulations, you've guessed correctly. No.
君には長い時間をかけ、積み重ねるような施術をしていった。吸血鬼戦争ではヒドゥンの絶対条件の一つ、心的外傷を与えた。フィーニスへの復讐もその過程の一つだ。
Alistair also brings up the incidents with Jack the Ripper and Nyantote.
数々の強敵との戦いの中、君は君自身の過去と対峙しなければいけなかったはずだ。アゾット事件のすべては君を完璧な作品に仕上げるための余興だよ。
How could you?
なぜだ。そこまでしてなぜ私に力を。
まあ、別に能力を引き出すことだけが目的ではないよ。バン、私は君を一つの芸術と捉えている。
芸術だと？
人間の美しさだよ。人間の美しさとは恐怖と混乱の中で初めて見える。君は恐怖と混乱によって成立する史上最強にして最高の芸術品だ。芸術家は最高の美を手に入れるためなら悪魔に魂さえも売るという。私もそうなんだよ、バン。今夜ここで君はようやく完成する。
Could he really have?
そんなくだらん目的のためにお前は私から全てを奪ったというのか。
Wait, man. I can see him getting angrier, and at the same time, his sugar finger tenses. I'm going to be too late. Oh no. I close my eyes in anticipation of the tragedy about to take place. But the sound I was expecting does not occur. I open my eyes to see. He stands in the same position as before, an expression of agony on his face. But he hasn't pulled the trigger yet. Van Helsing's arm trembles, and it's as if he doesn't know where to aim his gun.
敵対的な言葉とは裏腹だな。なぜ私を撃たない？引き金を引くだけだ。
くそ、まさかこれは。
そう。君は私に危害を加えることができない。長期間の暗示が君の行動を阻害するのだよ。
Then I will. What are you gonna do?
よせ。
I don't think he has a chance of beating Alistair. The man taught Van Helsing all he knows. But I can at least try to stop him from saying anything more. A heavy blow strikes you from behind. What do you think you're going to do? I mean, they're trained military men. Like, ah! I fall to the ground before I could even register what has just happened.
カルディア。
The thing swings down next to my face as I lay on the ground. I look at it closely and see that it's the end of Alistair's cane. It's like Jafar's
そ
staff.
う死に急ぐことはない。君を殺すのは私ではないのだから。
Just smash it and you release all of its power. Gone forever. What? Smash the cane.
その命を賭して最高のショーを私に見せておくれ。カルディア君。
What do you mean?
やめろ、アレスター。そいつに指一本でも触れれば。
It's not him he's talking about.
お前を必ず。
見よ、私はすべてのものを新たにする。
An eerie beating resounds in the silence. At the same time, make sure I didn't skip anything. Okay. Van Helsing suddenly cries out in pain, clutching his head. Van Helsing?
ことはすでになった。私はアルファであり、オメガである。
Oh, whatever.
始めであり、終わりである。
パパがアレスター、何を。
I don't know what's happening to Van Helsing, but I can tell that the strange way Alistair is quoting the Bible is causing Van Helsing pain. Van Helsing.
私は彼の神となり、彼は私の子となる。さあ、共に最終楽章を奏でようではないか。エイブラハム・バン・ヘルシング。
As you guys can't see my face right now because I'm cringing just listening to it. There's a throat-splitting scream, then complete silence. Van Helsing clutches his head, looking down and unmoving. He's as still as a rock. Van Helsing? I keep my distance from Alistair and call out to Van Helsing in a feeble voice. Van Helsing? He does react slightly, but he's still breathing and he appears to be conscious. I sigh, then reach out my hand to touch him. Ooh. I black out for a moment. Ah. I tumble to the floor heavily, and the extreme pain forces me back to wakefulness. Uh, it's at this point I realize that I've been attacked by someone, but why? I'm filled with confusion. The person who attacked me was... Evil eyes. Yep. It's red-eyed Van Helsing. He's a vampire. No, I'm just kidding. Van Helsing, why? He's under Alistair's control. He doesn't respond to my question. I look up at his eyes and see that they are disturbingly clouded. He doesn't even seem to see right in front of him. I can only think of one cause. Yeah, Alistair, you... I give him a desperate glare, but Alistair simply continues smiling unmoved. Even worse.
バン、よく聞くがいい。目の前のその娘がお前の復讐すべきものだ。
Actually, I think Abraham would make a really handsome vampire. Look at his eyes. His eyes look even better now that they're red. He begins to push Van Helsing even further. What?
お前に吸血鬼たちを殺させたのも、お前の家族を無残にも殺したのも、この娘の仕業だよ。
There's no way any sane person would believe that I performed all of these ridiculous accusations, but you brainwashed him with hidden strength to make him want to kill me? Yep.
最愛の者を自らの手で殺す。おびただしい血と戦い、その荘園の中から生まれる悪魔、これこそ人間の美しさだ。
Alistair, how far are you going to push Van Helsing?
喋るな。
Van Helsing's foot comes down hard on me without any mercy. Ah! My entire body is racked with pain in response to the superhuman power of his stomp.
さて、彼もだいぶ馴染んできたようだ。ここらで終わりにするのも選択肢の一つだが。カルディア君、君にも選択肢をあげよう。今から万に無抵抗になるよう命令する。君がその間に彼を殺したなら、君はそのまま生かしておこう。どうだね。私の目論みも破壊できる。君にとってこの上ない機会かと思うが。
You're lying. You don't have any intention of letting me live. You're trying to get me to resist and then have Van Helsing shoot me. That would make things even more traumatic for him, am I right? I'm not going to follow your orders. Van Helsing and I aren't your tools. Alistair kicks me viciously in the stomach. Sounds like you're right on the mark with that.
女性に手を挙げなければいけないとは、実に悲しいことだ。
Oh, whatever. Don't even give me that garbage. You're the one that killed the king vampire's wife.
バン、彼女の足を吹き飛ばしたまえ。そうすれば、彼女も考えを変えるだろう。
Alistair turns his back on us, leaving the executioner's duty to Van Helsing. Van Helsing silently places his finger on the trigger of his gun. Wake up, Van Helsing. I don't want to see you like this. Van Helsing. His foot, still pressing down on me, lets up ever so slightly. I use all my remaining strength to escape from under him and scramble to my feet, heading for Alistair.
ほう
Oh yeah. Don't move, Alistair. The source of all this evil, Alistair, stands before me. I take my glove off of my hand and lightly press it to his neck. Ooh. That would, of course, mean.
これはこれは
I mean, she does have a weapon.
この毒が君の武器ということか
It must hurt. Alistair, free Van Helsing from this hidden strict control that you put him under.
できない相談だな
He's like, declined. Take it off him, Alistair. I press my finger against his neck even harder.
残念だが私の痛覚は麻痺しているのでね痛みでは私を操ることはできない
How convenient for you. I don't intend to make you hurt. If you don't do as I say, I'll kill you. I mean, I guess once she eventually melts through your neck. Van Helsing isn't doing anything other than watching us, his guns lowered. He isn't able to shoot when there is a chance that he might hit Alistair. Even if he does try to act, I will melt through this man's neck before he can go through with it. I'm serious, if you don't give in, I'll kill you right here. Alistair remains as composed as ever, even worse.
それも悪くはない
What? You're insane. Why would you accept your death so easily?
ああその通りだよカルディア君私も昔家族を猟奇的な殺人鬼に殺されてね目の前で家族が死ぬ
You told Van Helsing you're the one that killed him.
私は涙を流したよ両親の死にではなく人の死にゆくその恐怖と絶望の美しさに私は泣いたんだそれからというもの私は人の死を愛するようになったその美しさを求め多くを殺しもした
The peace in Alistair's voice gives me chills. You're mad.
そう私は狂っている
Like, oh yeah.
誰一人私を理解しなかったどんな猟奇的な殺人鬼でさえ私の暗闇を覗けば恐ろしさに震えていたよ私はずっと世界に一人きりだった私は孤独だった私はずっと理解者を待ち望んでいたこの暗闇を理解し合うことのできる世界からはみ出してしまったものをそれが私にとっての彼だ
And Helsing doesn't appreciate the darkness within you. You're just forcing him to do stuff that you want him to do. It's different. Stop.
私以上の闇を抱えた私以上の怪物を仲間を私は作り出したのだ
Being manipulated is not the same as being monstrous. Stop. Don't look at him like that. Don't talk about him that way. And Helsing's not like you. He's... My arm tenses up as I shout in desperation. The flesh of Alistair's neck continues to melt away beneath my fingers. But he pays no mind.
私はもう一人ではないそれさえ感じられれば死など 何一つ恐れる必要はない。
He looks to his masterpiece, Van Helsing, with kind, adoring eyes.
私の血をもってお前の新たな誕生を祝福しよう。エイブラハム・ヴァン・ヘルシング。
What? There's a quiet sound. For a moment, I can't understand what was. For a moment, I can't understand what has just happened. Alistair? So weird. The cathedral's marble floor has been tainted by the red of Alistair's blood. A dagger previously hidden up his sleeve and appearing as if by magic now lodges in his chest. As if appearing as if my yeah, I mean, well, at least I said it right while I was reading.
さあ、我が作品、我が深淵の友よ。私の血を踏みしめ、さらなる道を歩むがいい。
Alistair lurches to one side. Shocked by his recent turn, my grip on his neck loosens. Bleeding from the neck and chest, he coughs up blood. All he wanted was to complete Van Helsing and create a truly kindred spirit who would understand him.
さあ、最後の命令だ。ヴァン。
Kill Cardia.
この
Yeah.
娘を殺せ。復讐をなすがいい。
I didn't remember how Van Helsing died either, so it doesn't surprise me that he stabs himself.
その時こそ私の孤独は終わりを告げる。お前が私の理解者になってくれる。
You are completely insane. Alistair falls to his knees, then raises his arms toward the heavens. As he basks in the light that falls on him from above, it's almost as if he is receiving a blessing from God. No, he's getting cursed. And that makes me feel... You're so loud. The laugh of a madman. Alistair. Azoth, the criminal mastermind who plunged London into chaos, dies quietly on the bloody floor. I can't explain why, but the way he met his death makes me so sad. The man sacrificed so many lives and made Van Helsing suffer. And now you have to deal with him. Van Helsing.
お前さえいなければ。私の家族は、私の恩人は、私のすべては失われることはなかったのに。
He flails at me with slow, sloppy swings, unlike any of his usual attack techniques. I duck under his arm and deliver a sharp blow squarely to his chin, then slam Van Helsing against the column. He's getting the upper hand on you. But he is unfazed by these injuries and viciously grabs me by the throat. He does this with such force that it lifts me off the ground. But how does he lift her off the ground by her throat? Her throat would be poisonous. It's her skin. She doesn't have a turtleneck on. I don't understand. She's choking. Hidden strength that draws on a person's fears and anxieties to bring out their potential inner strength. What unbearable nightmares in Van Helsing's past is he trapped in? Oh, she's blacking out. Knowing this, there's only one thing I can do for him now. become that enemy that he wants to see dead in order to fulfill his need for revenge. I've come to terms with what is about to happen to me, and I quietly ask him, Van Helsing, do you hate me? Will you kill me?
当然だ。お前は死ぬべき存在なのだから。私が得た痛みを、苦しみを、幾重にもその身に、魂に、決して消えることのないよう、その身に刻んでくれる。
His eyes pierced me like arrows. If this had happened back when I first met him, I probably would have been too terrified to move or speak. But this is now. If that will help you, I'm not the same person I was back then. I don't fear him. Then shoot me. Because I love him. I want to do everything in my power to help him. If it's going to save you, do what you need to. I grab the gun in his other hand. He has already pointed in at me, and I bring it to my heart and hold it there. As Van Helsing jams the gun into my chest, the emotion in his voice only grows.
私は殺さなければ。お前を殺さなければ。この憎しみは、この罪は。
His subtle, distorted eyes. Seeing them, I come to a realization. It's not my death he needs, not really. You want forgiveness, Van Helsing. I remember Elaine lying in the dark cave, the nightmares from back in my mind. He's probably reliving every time he took the lives of the vampires, and all those precious lives that he could not save, those who died because of him. He's probably reliving them over and over again. You say you have no right to happiness, but that's what you want. You want to be happy again more than anything else, don't you?
黙れ!
Sounds like she's right. He shoves the gun into my chest even harder, causing me to scream softly.
幸福などいらない。許しなど得てはならない。私が奪ったもののためにも。私が失わせたもののためにも。私は血に染まった道を歩まねばならないんだ。だから私はお前を。
Oh, he's crying. He doesn't want to. He's like conscious while he's saying all this. He's saying it and his mind is going, I know I don't want this. The tears running down his cheeks. How much pain and suffering do they hold? I can feel his grip on the gun trembling. You're always suffering for the sake of others.
何を。
Van Helsing, if it means releasing you from that suffering, turn all your anger and hatred against me right now. Kill me. Oh. It's alright. You'll overcome Alistair's curse. I know you're a kind and decent man. And if this is what it takes for you to move on, to keep living, then just kill me. So sad. There's no pain. I can breathe too. I'm alive? The man who's supposed to kill me has released his gun and clutched his head. Still in pain, he staggers away from me. It doesn't sound like staggering. Who's coming? Van Helsing? At the sound of my voice, he seems to lose all his strength. He slowly tumbles to the ground. Oh, he said her name. Could it be? Are the effects of the hidden strength wearing off? I rush over to him and get a good look at his face. Though red-eyed and streaked with tears, I can see that his face wears its usual slightly annoyed expression. Van Helsing, I'm right here. I'm right in front of you.
ああ、そうか。お前はずっとそこにいたんだ
Yes.
な。ならば私は
Sounds so tired.
この手でまた過ちを犯すところだったのか。
Van Helsing's arms move quickly as he grabs something from the ground. The moment I realize what it is. What? What's he doing? Oh, there's 3 CGs in here. Van Helsing. Oh, which one do I use? Do I use the one where he's in pain, yelling and screaming at her? I really like that one. Or do I use the one where he's like pointing the gun at her because it's like so intense? I think this one's like the least favorite out of mine. Well, I mean, not the least favorite, but the least interesting because I mean, it looks like he's dead, obviously. I mean, I guess a main character could die in their route, but I've never seen what happened, so. Why? Why would he? Van Helsing! He didn't kill himself, don't worry. I look him over once more and take in the growing bloodstain spreading across his chest. The object he picked up was a dagger belonging to a Twilight soldier, which he had plunged into his own chest. Why? Why would he do this? He's fine, don't worry.
ああ、ようやく
Aww.
お前の声がはっきり聞こえた。
Oh, I bet he did that to like break the hold of hidden strength on him. That's what would make sense to me anyway.
カルディア、生きているんだな。私はお前を殺さずに済んだのだな。
I'm alive, Van Helsing, but why would you do this? You should have killed me if it meant you would find peace.
そう思ったのは私も同じだ。ヒドゥンに侵されたこの身ではいずれお前を殺していた。
Seems to be talking just fine from having been stabbed in the chest.
これが最善だった。お前を守るためには。
It annoys me how everyone decides what's best for someone else when they're not that person. You can't make that decision. No, don't close your eyes. Wake up, Van Helsing. Wait right here. I'm going to call Victor and everyone else over. If Victor can take a look at you, you'll be alright, so... Can't we go home together? Back to the mansion? Let's tell everyone that we've come home. Deli was worried about you too. That's right, and you can make dinner for us tonight as a punishment for making us so worried about you. And what else? Oh, she's just trying to keep talking and keep him focused.
お前を悲しませてばかりだな。私は。
Aw. If that's how you feel, make it up to me. Don't make me cry anymore. I know, right? And Helsing, stay by my side.
困ったやつだ。さっきまではあんなに果敢だったくせに。
Like, what a troublesome woman.
妙なところで子供のようなわがままを。
Like a child.
だがそんなお前を私は
Van Helsing? Van Helsing! I call out to him and shake his shoulder, but he doesn't respond. He isn't moving, and then I understand. No, he's not. Can't form any words. The emotion feeling in my heart overflows, spilling out of my eyes in the form of tears of misery and sorrow. there's fandis to this. Don't worry, it's fine. I pay no attention to my tears dripping from my eyes as my wail of lament echoes through the empty hall. It sounds so sad.
うるさいぞ。
Of course, the writers would be like, put this at the end. It's like, no, don't go. And then they would paint this poetic picture of her wailing, echoing through the halls, and he's like, shut up. You're hurting my ears. What?
耳元で叫ばなくても聞こえている。私の鼓膜を破く気か、お前は。
I know, she's like, now I understand. Did you even check for a pulse before you just pronounced him dead? Van Helsing?
なんだ
What? Van Helsing?
だからなんだと言って。
Van Helsing! I lunge forward to hug him. His body is very warm. You're alive, Van Helsing.
人を勝手に殺すな。それより怪我人相手にお前は。
He's so cute and he's like not hell-bent on making her go away or revenge or whatever. And he finally gets to be himself. He's just so adorable again. I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're alive.
すまん。
I can't believe you did that. I thought you were really dead.
無論死を覚悟してのことだった。だがあまりのうるささに目が覚めてしまったよ。
That's funny. She pulled me back from the brink of death with your loud noise.
お前はとことん私の邪魔をしてくれる。
Oh, I like his joking voice. It's so cute. Would you rather be dead?
いや
Yay, he said
これ
no.
まで散々お前を傷つけ悲しませてきたんだ。挙句泣かせたまま一人勝手に行くわけにはいかんさ。
That's good. Better man up and face it now.
何より一番大切なことを伝えていない。
Oh. What's the most important thing?
ああ、先ほど私が言いかけただろう。
Oh yeah, pretend like you don't know what it was. It's like, tell me. Oh, he pulls her in. He hugs me tightly, not paying any heed to his wounds.
私は罪を忘れず。だがもう決してそれに引きずられることはなく、お前と共に生きていたいんだ。
He quietly tells me this one true wish. His body temperature has returned to normal. I understand, even though we aren't touching directly. I can feel the strength of Van Helsing's feeling in my body. I finally caught up. You were always running from me. It wasn't fair.
ああ、だからその分何度でも伝えさせてくれ。私を追いかけてきてくれてありがとう。
Oh, finally we get what we want out of this route.
カルディ
Yay!
ア、愛している。
Finally. And it's my favorite phrase of I love you.
積み上げてきた憎しみや後悔以上にお前のことを愛しているんだ。
Oh, that's such a nice way to end. Oh, it's not over. Wait, hold on. The dawn finally breaks. I had to read one more line. After a long, long night. I I get the warm fuzzy feeling more from Van Helsing's route than I do MP's. It makes me happy.
張り詰めた心の糸優しくほどけてく柔らかな日差しにただ愛されてるみたい We flowers into colors ephemerally soft tree Love from me some eternal petals この世界がもし幻想でも思いを込めた花冠をあなたの笑顔に捧げましょうありがとう Thank you for your love
With how this route ended, this song fits it so much more than MP's does. It sounds like a sad song that you need to play at the end of a sad route, and Van Helsing's route was just sad throughout the whole thing. I'm like, do I have to listen to that tick the entire time? Okay, okay, good. We got no ticking. I'd have to keep going. Anyways, that was Van Helsing's route. Very, very sad, very depressing, a little bit frustrating. You can see why it was probably my least favorite route. As far as like romance goes, story wise, it's okay as well. It's not on point with the rest of the game, so I can easily see how people consider it a side story to the main objective of the whole game. We're going to be doing his endings next. It's going to be in a different video that I'm going to record tonight because it's only 10:46, and get that out there as well shortly after this one. And then we're going to be going into Victor Frankenstein's route, which is a really cute one. And I know some of you guys have been waiting on it. I've been waiting on it. And then we can finally get into Saint Germain's route, which I've been waiting on as well. Anyway, if you guys did enjoy this, drop a like down below. Subscribe if you want more. I do enjoy reading comments on my videos too, so if you guys want to leave a comment, go for it. I will definitely respond to it. As I said, I like reading what you guys have to say. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.